Sagittarius, have you noticed how life lately feels like one mountain peak after another? Testing your patience and your will. Don't give up too soon. Every challenge is opening a wider sky, a new horizon that only the brave of heart can see. I want you to hear me slowly now. What you are about to feel is not empty words. It's a message from the fire within you, the very flame that led you to this archer's path. It doesn't come to frighten you, it comes to awaken your true strength, your true freedom. Stay until the end, because once you understand this message, you'll stop seeing your journey as running away. You'll see it as a return, a homecoming. And if this message touches you, write in the comments, "I am ready to open the new horizon for my soul." That will be your signature with the universe. The signs are clear now, like arrows glowing in the night sky. A chance to learn, an idea that suddenly sparks, a stranger whose words feel written just for you. These are not coincidences. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, planet of growth and wisdom. Every sign you meet is a lesson, a stepping stone lifting you higher toward your true calling. But listen, there are shadows testing you too. A promise that isn't real, sweet words that hide emptiness, or a fear you built inside yourself. Don't let these hold you. Sagittarius was born to walk in the light, not to live in a golden cage of illusions. Your wounds, the times you felt misunderstood, betrayed, these are the very places where your power is reborn. You once prayed for change, and here it is. This is the spark that will redefine your freedom. Freedom is not escape. It is the courage to face the truth, the courage to take responsibility for your own choices. Think back to childhood. What once made you feel alive with curiosity? A book, an adventure, a small project you couldn't let go of. That is the missing piece you need to revive, to turn passion into purpose, knowledge into livelihood. Sagittarius is not just the dreamer of horizons. You are the one who lifts the bow and sends the arrow flying. And yes, there will be goodbyes, not to turn away, but to release energy, to step fully into what is truly yours. The universe does not punish. It trains you. It makes you sad so you can wake up. It lets you lose so you can find. Sagittarius, you are not alone. Even when the road feels long and endless, there is always a guide beside you. Maybe a memory, maybe someone who has passed on, maybe a forgotten faith. It sends you signs, a song at the perfect moment, a strange scent in the air, an arrow of fate lining up too perfectly. Notice them, they are reminders that you are loved, guided, protected. Recently, have you seen these signs? Share them, because your confirmation may be what someone else is waiting for. Sagittarius, today's message is clear, like a fresh stream flowing through the valley of freedom, the very place your soul longs to rest. Your destiny is tied to passion, to the inner child who waits patiently for you to listen. That voice whispers of your true self, of dreams you once hid away. But to claim them, you must let go of fear, let go of limits you built yourself. A future filled with joy, dignity, and wisdom is waiting. It depends on whether you are brave enough to release that first arrow toward the new horizon. Your life's mission will not be fulfilled by listening to outside noise, but by listening to the rhythm of your own heart. Sagittarius is the sign of expansion, but true expansion only comes when you pause and ask, what am I still carrying that no longer belongs to me? Are you ready to leave behind what no longer fits? Do you feel this message reaching into your deepest experiences? If so, share your story, because each story is a torch lighting the way for another seeker of hope. Inside you, I see a hidden strength, like a bow drawn tight, waiting to release. You've carried too much, stayed silent too long. Now life whispers, you deserve your own space, a place to breathe in peace, a place to be yourself without apology. A place where your heart beats freely, unchained. Don't wait for the right moment. The universe is bending close to say, the time is now. Sagittarius, how many times have you given more than you received? How many times did you aim your arrow only to be overlooked? This is the lesson of balance, not to close your heart, but to give with awareness so energy flows in full circles. That is the key to opening a new cycle. And then the beauty appears. A project, a calling, something that makes you lose track of time, something that makes your heart expand. It might be a childhood passion, a forgotten dream. That is your treasure, not just to dream, but to bring to life. Don't be surprised if you feel the need to change your space, to move, or simply to shut the door on those who drain your energy and open it to those who multiply it. There will be farewells in this transition. Don't call them losses, call them freedom. True love never disappears. It transforms. You are clearing the path for your next arrow to fly farther. The spiritual protection around you is strong. A gentle soul is watching over you like a patient guide. They send you signals, a song, a symbol, a soft breeze at the right moment. Even when you think it's random, it's not. It is confirmation that you are on the right path and that you are never alone. So let today be the day you pick up your bow. Don't fear the first arrow. The new horizon isn't far, it is already inside your heart. And when you are ready, write in the comments, "I am ready to open the new horizon for my soul." That will be your signature with the universe. The beginning of a new journey, one that is deeper, braver, and more alive than ever before. Sagittarius, when a feather falls softly in your path, when a melody rises at the exact moment you need it, know this, it is the universe reminding you you have never walked alone. And today's vision is clear. You holding tightly to the invisible baggage of your past are leaving behind a space that no longer resonates. And you are stepping onto the steep road that leads to the mountain's peak, where the light of a new horizon waits. This will not be an easy journey, but with every step, you are accompanied by the guardian energy of angels, and by the quiet love of a soul very close to you. It may be a partner, a family member, or a friend whose importance you never fully realized. Whoever they are, they have always stood behind you, lifting you up, urging you forward. Ask yourself who has never turned their back on you, who stayed when you were at your weakest. That is your confirmation. The wheel of fortune has turned, and luck is now leaning in your favor. An old cycle closes and a new cycle opens, and at the center of it all is you, Sagittarius, ready to draw your bow and send the next arrow into the wide sky. Everything tied to your passion, your calling, your inner truth is protected now. The universe is not only opening the door, it is giving you a gentle push across the threshold. This is not a small change. It is a deep transformation, and you know it. Because inside, this longing has burned for far too long. The difference now is simple. The universe hears you and it is answering. When a soul truly cries out for freedom, the path opens, even if letting go of what is familiar makes your heart ache. But don't turn away from your intuition. That voice is not outside you, it lives deep in your chest. There your greatest wisdom resides. Not in advice from others, not in judgment or criticism, but in your own soul calling you toward courage and faith. I see your energy multiply when you think of a new project, a passion rooted in childhood, a place where you can finally be yourself without fear. It's as if the stage has already been built, and you only need to step up and play the lead role in the story of your life. And the first audience will be your own heart. For too long, you have walked down narrow hallways, carrying burdens that were never yours. But now, a wide door has opened. It invites you to step out and breathe in the freedom that is your destiny. Sagittarius, you were not born to settle for scraps. You were born to touch the endless sky. Remember this, you have given so much love, energy, patience. That generosity reveals your nobility, but it has also made you forget yourself. Now the inner voice rises stronger than ever. You deserve to receive. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to stand where your effort and sacrifice place you. A new chapter is coming, one where you rediscover your worth, where self-respect burns like an eternal flame. Because now you understand you need no one's permission to shine. You only need the courage to draw your bow, aim at the horizon, and release your arrow. You will be the one to give yourself the recognition the world has denied. And from that moment, true freedom will be born within you. All of it begins with passion. Not a fleeting passion, but the fire rooted in your childhood. I see within you the image of a curious child, creative, dreamy, playing with things that seemed meaningless at the time. But in truth, they were the clues to your destiny. The silly games, the wasted moments, they were seeds planted for purpose and joy. Don't ignore them. Inside those memories hides a truth waiting to be revealed. The energy around you now speaks of a strong shift in environment. Not just physical movement, but leaving behind people and places that have stifled your growth. You've stayed too long where your light was dimmed. Now the universe is calling you out. Yes, there will be bonds, there will be fears pulling at you, But remember, freedom always has a cost, and for Sagittarius, that cost is courage. The courage to let go of what no longer resonates, to claim the horizon that does, and when you do, spiritual protection returns stronger than ever. An unseen hand rests on your shoulder. Maybe you can't name it, but you've felt it. In the darkest nights, when a strange peace touched your heart, when a sign arrived at the exact second you needed it. That was no accident. That was love. That was protection. You have never truly been alone, Sagittarius. And yes, I see a companion arriving on this journey. Not necessarily romantic love, but a soul ally, a kindred spirit, someone who believes in you even when you doubt yourself. They will remind you can, you always can. Think again, who never stepped back when you were weak. That is the hand you need to hold. The wheel of fortune has turned. An old cycle ends, a new path opens. The number 10 marks completion and rebirth, the end of repetition and the gift of moving forward towards something greater. Even if today you cannot see the whole picture, trust that each step is guided. I feel joy returning to you, not as a fleeting spark, but as a steady flame. It feels like the archer who has waited too long to aim, finally releasing that first arrow. The heavy pack of burdens, responsibilities, silences you carried begins to lighten, and you realize you were never tired of life. You were only tired of the way you were living it. This is the turning point, not tomorrow, not someday, but here now in the rhythm of your breath. The universe is not just describing what surrounds you. It is handing the decision back to you. And that choice will open the door to your radiant destiny, where self-respect is the treasure and passion is the compass. Remember, Sagittarius, every time the ground shakes beneath you, it's the sign you are growing. Stronger, readier. For too long your worth has gone unseen. You have loved, given, endured. Sometimes it seemed your efforts dissolved into nothing. That injustice left scars. But divine justice is never rushed. It arrives on time. And now, what stands before you is the reward you deserve. Nothing you gave was ever wasted. So from this moment forward, when you draw your bowstring tight, trust that your arrow will find its sky. Your future is no longer a repeating circle. It is a straight road leading into the light. Dear Sagittarius, you fear mistakes, you fear failure, you fear that if you take a risk, you'll be left with nothing. But all of those fears are illusions. They are born from doubt, not from truth. Inside you lives a great power, the power to rise even when everything seems lost. You've proven this before. There were moments you thought you couldn't take one more step, and yet you stood tall, you endured, you made it through. Don't forget that. It is living proof that you can do it again. And today, a new message comes to you. Begin with self-love. From this moment forward, you will no longer accept unbalanced relationships, places where you give more than you ever receive. Your heart is craving balance, respect, genuine care. And if that means walking away from people or environments that no longer resonate with you, don't call it a loss. Call it a cleansing. When a river overflows, it washes away the sediment so clear waters can flow again. You are the same. Inside you burns a creative flame when you sometimes forget. But it is your true essence. Whether it shines through your hands, your voice, your mind, or your art, that spark is part of your destiny. When you use it, you feel alive like never before. It is medicine. It is the bridge to your prosperity. Don't smother it with fear or doubt. In Sagittarius, you never walk alone. There is always a spiritual guide beside you, perhaps a loved one who has passed, perhaps a guardian soul. They are still here day and night, watching quietly, protecting you. In your loneliest hours, when you thought no one was near, that was the moment they were closest. When a white feather falls, when a song plays at the perfect time, when the wind carries a strange fragrance. Smile. That is the sign that you are always loved and protected. The road ahead is not just an outer change. It is a deep inner transformation. You begin to see the world differently, cherishing the simple, giving thanks for the small, and gratitude will open the doors to greater things. I sense within you the forming of an important decision. Maybe a career shift, a move, the start of a project, or the ending of a relationship. Whatever it is, that step will create space for peace. A place where you can finally be yourself. Yes, you may feel fear, but remember this, beyond fear lies the peace your soul longs for. You have survived storms, exhaustion, disappointment, and yet you've walked on, courage intact. Now life gives you permission to rest for a moment, to breathe deeply, to look toward a new horizon. In your blood still flows the strength of your ancestors. Around you still exists the love of those who have gone. They are not gone from you, they have never left. And that is why you can open your heart. Why you can believe the universe is conspiring in your favor. Here is a truth you must remember. You have demanded too much of yourself for too long. You begged for strength even when you were already empty. But now you understand, strength does not come from carrying everything. It comes from knowing when to let go, when to say enough, when to care for yourself. The Sagittarian fire inside you is rising. It craves authenticity. Do you still want to wear masks, pretend to belong where you don't? Or do you want to stand tall and live, true to yourself? That fire does not want to stay silent anymore. It wants to burn bright. It wants to be heard. It wants to fly high into the sky. And only you can draw the bow and release that arrow. Your sincerity will guide you into firm decisions. Even if your hands tremble, even if your voice shakes. Because behind you stands a deep connection to your roots. The wisdom of your ancestors, the courage flowing through your veins. Sagittarius never walks alone. Behind you I see a chorus of unseen voices urging you on. A guardian light shining brighter than the stars. The divine loves you deeply and wants you to remember. You have never been alone, not even in your quietest silence. Your path to abundance opens when you stay true to passion, not only financial wealth, but the joy, the dignity, the fulfillment that come from doing what you love with all your heart. That is the energy that draws prosperity to you. When you vibrate with joy, the universe opens doors you thought were locked. Abundance can arrive through unexpected channels. A small project turning into a great success. A new person appearing with an opportunity. A chance that once looked meaningless but changes everything. Keep your mind open. The universe works through mystery, and those surprises are the gifts. Don't be surprised if some relationships fade or if you quietly step away from them. Don't see it as sadness. It is life protecting your energy. It is life reminding you that you cannot stay surrounded by those who drain you. Now you need connections that nourish and uplift. Every goodbye is not an end. It is a rebirth. The burdens that once seemed unbearable are becoming the lessons that make you wiser, stronger, more awake. And from here, the road promises to be lighter, more peaceful, not because challenges vanish, but because you have learned to walk with your head high and your heart open. Your soul is beginning to breathe free. You are brave enough to set boundaries. This is who I am. This is where I belong. No more fear, no more shame. You declare your worth. Your place is not given by others. It is chosen and kept by you. The signs are whispering of genuine joy, of simple moments that fill your heart. Abundance is not only material. It is emotional, it is spiritual. It fills you with gratitude for every morning, every breath, every beam of light. And remember, you are never lost. Your guardian angels, your ancestors, and your own soul walk beside you. Sagittarius, are you ready to release the old, to open to the new? Have you heard the voice of childhood passion calling louder than ever? Have you recognized the one who has stood by you unconditionally, even in your darkest hour? The wheel of fortune turns once more, marked by the number 10, the symbol of endings and beginnings. It reminds you every farewell is a doorway. Every white feather in your path is a message of protection and of love that is never bound by distance or by time. I see it clearly. Time is not measured by clocks but by signs, and the signs are speaking now. Your destiny is tied to joy and to freedom. Sagittarius was not born to bow under chains. You were born to draw the bow, aim at the sky, and release the arrow. The wounds of deception once hurt you deeply, but remember, they were not punishments. They were matches that lit the fire of change you've long desired. That fire illuminates, it purifies, it warms. You were never naive in love, you were courageous. And you stayed loyal to yourself the moment you said enough and walked away. Now return to your calling, to live true, to love true, to create true. The universe is speaking loudly to you. And I see a radiant spark in your eyes, Sagittarius, when you touch what you love. It could be a melody you've hummed since childhood, the smell of fresh wood in a workshop, the pencil marks scribbled on paper, the rhythm of your hands in the kitchen, the curiosity to take things apart and put them back together, or the quiet gift of healing others with gentle words. Don't dismiss these things as fleeting. They are pieces of your destiny. The message of joy is not here to decorate your life like a brief celebration. It is here to carve a path. Give time and space to what lights up your heart. even if it feels small now, even if it doesn't fit what others expect of you, even if you think it's too late. Believe me, for Sagittarius, it is never too late when you finally listen to yourself. Remember this, even without a formal job or title, passion remains a magnet for abundance. I see movement in your life, not frantic running, but a return to true direction. For some Sagittarians, it will be a literal journey. For others, it will be the ending of a chapter, closing relationships that no longer nourish your soul. And you do not need to apologize for choosing your peace. A garden cannot flourish when shaded by trees that drain the water. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It is respect for the seed you carry in your heart. Yes, there will be goodbyes, empty chairs, places that no longer feel like home, but look to the sunrise. Loss is only the curtain through which light enters. You never walk alone. A quiet presence of ancestors, of guardian angels walks with you. Sometimes a white feather appears. Sometimes a song plays, sometimes a strange fragrance drifts by. Each one whispers, "We are still here." If you find yourself smiling for no reason in the middle of worry, cherish it. You have just been lifted. The wheel of fortune turns again, marked with the number 10, symbol of endings and beginnings. It reminds you to close what is complete and open what belongs to your soul. Destiny and joy are not far-off promises. They are present tasks waiting for you now. Remember when you were a child. You could spend hours with a game, a collection, or a small creation only you understood. That was not wasted time. It was training for your calling. Blow the dust off that dream. Name it. Even set a date for it. With one clear gesture, the universe will arrange the missing pieces. And let us speak of self-love. No destiny can be fulfilled with a chaotic soul. For years you have given more than you received. That was your nobility. But now you must learn a new balance. Give, but also keep respect for yourself. Allow yourself to rest. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. Every time you say no to a deal that drains you, you are saying yes to your mission. Every time you choose silence to avoid conflict, ask yourself, does that silence make me lose myself? If it does, then speak. Speak calmly, clearly. Do not wound, but do not accept being wounded either. Because you are Sagittarius, you were born to live true, to speak true, to draw the bow and fire your arrow toward the sky of truth. The wounds of betrayal you've endured still echo at times, and those echoes will try to creep into your choices, whispering doubt. Do not hand them the reins. Treat them as warnings, not sentences. You are wiser now. Your intuition is sharper. That inner voice now leads. When in doubt, return to what is simple, to what gives you peace, to what is true without disguise. If you can breathe easier when you think of it, then it is already inside you. Materially, the energy now reveals opportunities you never imagined. Not flashy like a show, but solid in authenticity. An action that comes naturally to you. A skill you perform almost effortlessly. That is your treasure. It has value. It has a place. It has a market. Don't think too big too soon. Start small but stay steady. Do not wait for everyone's approval. Take the first steps quietly. Let results speak. When work is born from joy and truth, it doesn't need noise, it needs consistency. You ask me about the next direction. Experience it as an archer preparing the arrow. First, write down what you must release. People, habits, places that no longer nourish you. Write them clearly. No bitterness. Then write down what you will welcome. Specific actions that feed your childhood passion with realistic time frames, no matter how small. Use the tools you already have to reach for what you lack. And once a week, choose a day for gratitude. No grand ritual required. Your presence is enough. Gratitude is the compass, the golden thread that connects you back to Jupiter, your ruling planet, the source of expansion and opportunity. Don't overlook the support around you. It doesn't always come as words. Sometimes it's a timely message, a hug, a readiness to help without asking for return. Recognize it, be grateful. Allow yourself to be helped. Pride, if clutched too tightly, only breeds loneliness. You were not born to carry everything alone. You wonder, how long will this transition last? The answer is not in dates. It is in honoring the cycle of the number 10, the number that closes and opens. As long as you keep ending what no longer fits and opening to what nourishes you, the wheel will turn smoothly. As long as you keep listening to your inner child, the one who once turned play into passion, your destiny and joy will continue to shine. Once you recognize the signs from your guardian spirit, the road will no longer feel dark. The true measure is this: when your breath becomes lighter, when your days feel more focused, when goodbyes no longer cut like knives but feel like release, then you will know the hardest part is behind you. If you begin the morning with memories of old wounds, you will repeat their cycle. But if you start the day with one small action toward your calling, organizing your tools, writing a few lines, practicing for 10 minutes, you will change the flow. Try a simple ritual. Before you touch your phone, whisper 3 times, "I am exactly where I need to be. I am doing what I was born to do. I am grateful for the guidance that walks with me." These are not empty words, they are keys. When your heart hears its own commitment, it calls forth your destiny. And I see within you the images of childhood, those hours of pure focus, those moments of happiness without reason, that unstoppable energy whenever something lit you up. That drive is still there, waiting for permission to live again. If you dare to let go, you will realize joy has never depended on praise or perfection. It lives only in the act itself, creating, learning, practicing. Joy does not promise eternity, it promises fulfillment one day at a time whenever you live your passion fully. In relationships, the cleansing continues. At first, you may confuse it with distance or coldness, but it is not that. It is a choice born from love. You will remain with those who look at you without competition, who celebrate your progress without feeling left behind, who honor your boundaries without taking offense. And if someone insists on keeping you in a smaller version of yourself, you will have the clarity to say, "I am not a shadow anymore." There is no resentment in this, only respect for the flow of life, which longs to expand. The wheel of fortune reminds you every ending births a beginning. Destiny whispers of purpose. Joy confirms the energy. Deception and farewell no longer arrive as enemies but as teachers. And the presence of your guardian spirit nods quietly from behind, reminding you this road was never yours alone. Sagittarius, remember this. When you stay true to your purpose, prosperity does not crash like a storm, it ripens like a harvest. First the bud, then the sprout, then the flower, then the fruit. If today you are only planting, don't demand fruit. If today you only see the sprout, don't shame yourself for not seeing the bloom. Every stage is sacred. Every small trial you overcome builds the skill that steadies you for the future. The echo of betrayal may still linger, but look directly at it and it loses power. The one who betrayed you does not decide your future. Your response does. And if that response comes from dignity, betrayal becomes a crossroads, not a dead end. One day you will look back without pain, touch the scar and smile. I am healed. You may ask, will a change in environment last forever? The answer is no. No outer setting is permanent. Only inner peace endures. The external comes to support, to reflect. You may move houses, change jobs, rearrange your desk. But what matters is this: wherever you sit down to create, there must be order, respect, and calm. A small corner of your own is worth more than a noisy room that isn't yours. And in these times of transition, one loving companion means more than 10 speeches. Notice who listens without rushing, who believes in you when you doubt yourself, who reminds you to drink water when you lose yourself in work, who makes you laugh when your brow is too heavy. That is the one who will witness your first harvest, the erasure of your doubts, your first victories. Be discreet, but be open. Destiny is also woven by your hands when you act. Do not wait for perfection before beginning. Begin and let perfection be taught along the way. Each sincere step you take, life moves in your favor. Each small task you finish, the wheel of fortune turns smoothly. And remember the signs: the white feather on your path, the familiar song at the perfect time, the sudden fragrance in the air. All of them say, you are not alone. An unseen hand is pointing out your next step. I look at destiny and joy and I see you. Lighter, clearer, hands busy with what excites you. Your phone quieter, your schedule holding a rare empty space. Your home carrying the warm scent of life, not the dust of the streets. That is the sign of a Sagittarius returning to truth. I see your face soften, your shoulders lower, your breath steady. I see a suitcase wide open and empty, reminding you the burden it carried was never yours. Before me, the wheel of fortune stirs, gently turns, as if ready to speak. It speaks of the number 10, the number you've heard many times, the number of endings and beginnings. 10 fingers to create, 10 fingers to touch what matters. 10 steps to leave the room where you've overthought. 10 reasons to stay true to your craft. 10 small acts of order that multiply into peace. And 10 memories you treasure, then release, so that memory becomes not an anchor, but a wind. You don't need the world's recognition. You only need your chest to open one breath wider when you speak your truth. That breath is the universe making space for you. And if tomorrow you falter, return to the basics. One task toward your passion. One clear boundary with what drains you. One moment of gratitude for unseen guidance. With just 3 threads like these, the fabric of your destiny will not tear. On the table, the order of symbols is clear. Destiny, joy, the wheel of fortune. On one side, the darkness of betrayal and farewell, now transformed into lessons and healing. At the center, your inner child holding the torch, guiding you forward. And behind it, I hear a gentle whisper, the voice of love that does not fade with time. If you happen to feel a tender touch, see a white feather, or hear a melody at just the right moment, don't say, "What a coincidence." Say, "Thank you," because gratitude is the fastest road to recognizing everyday miracles. Sagittarius, you have faced deception without turning it into a sentence. You have accepted goodbyes without letting them become bitterness. You have dared to honor your calling without asking for permission to exist. And you have listened to the unseen hand from another realm resting on your shoulder, reminding you you were never alone. The wheel of fortune keeps turning with the rhythm of 10 endings and beginnings. And as I say this, destiny and joy shine quietly. Not loud, not with fireworks, but with a light steady enough to guide the way. It is the peace of someone who has chosen. The peace of someone who has placed their body exactly where their soul longs to be. The path opens not because the twists are gone, but because you yourself become the torch that lights it. And when exhaustion returns like the tide, you will know where to sit, where to breathe again. In your work, in your private corner, in the quiet gratitude that centers you. If these words reach you like a clear mirror, hold them close. And in the comments, I invite you to share. What signs have you noticed lately? What childhood passion is rising again within you? And do you feel that unseen presence walking with you? Leave your comment. Press like and subscribe so we can continue this journey together. Each week, a new message will unfold like a fresh flame, guiding Sagittarius further along the path of destiny.